I kind of saw this monthly chart and I said, I'm going to start buying these puts at every level, 3,600, 3,700, 3,800, 3,900. I thought I was done at 3,900. Turned down last week. I thought, well, maybe that's it. And then yesterday went to 3,400. And I said, you know what? I'm just all in. And I bought some more and now I'm done. So I don't know. Again, I've been of the mind that this has been a bear market rally, especially when I see it all lit up in blue. This just, does not look sustainable where you just see everything lit up in blue. What I try and do is, kind of look through all of the stuff and, see the patterns that may or may not be, guiding this whole thing. So to me, I still feel that right here is, sometimes we get, caught up in these, and this is a gigantic misdirect, where you get, this is what you see, this is what your mind sees, this is what your eye sees, and this has been profound. I still feel like, we've got this head and shoulders kind of pattern here. And now we've come here and, frankly, I mean, this came up far more than I thought it would, so this is clearly the moment of truth. There's actually, some interesting areas on the daily chart that, I thought we had to come back to. So it's interesting, I look at kind of, I always call it the quality of the bars, how things close in certain areas, do they resolve themselves? Does the train leave the station at a certain area? So, right here, to me, this is an area where you have a pattern and then you fall. And, to my mind, you really shouldn't eclipse that pattern if this is really bearish. But you can see there's 3 bars right here that all closed on the low, on the high, of the. So whenever I look for an area, what I call closure or whatever, is that I look for something like this, where the market, just shuts it down and reverses there. And then you, by and large, don't see those areas again. But, when you kind of close on the high here, I always felt like that looked strange. And then there was a gap here. And, all the while this was dropping, I had a feeling that that was a very unresolved area. And lo and behold, we're right back in that area. And so, now I would like to see some kind of closure in this area where you see something like this, where now all of a sudden it takes this area and then shuts it down. So, we'll see. Again, these are just kind of details in my mind. There's no textbook. It's just an instinct that markets just kind of go to certain areas. You can see how, it kind of left this little gap here, dropped like this, but then came back to somehow revisit it. So I'm not saying this is how you trade or should trade, but there's, I just look at how these bars kind of line up, how they size up and what have you. So, now, we've been looking at this triple bottom or double bottom, and it looks very much like a pattern that, should sustain. And for all I know that this could still sustain. I'm of the open mind now, wondering if this really is a bear market rally or if we're off into, something new here. And this is where, the market will, tell us. We're just in this huge thing, and you can see we just banged the top end of the channel yesterday. And my mind is, I don't really like to see, things close like this, where it closes on the high and then, does it just fall from there? I don't know. We'll have to see how we go today. So every day is open lower and then gone higher. And today we're opening lower, and let's see what happens. But I think that, if this should be very close to the end of this rally, if it's going to do that. So, it's been a game of chicken, and it's been whatever, but I, have committed, I kind of saw this monthly chart and I said, I'm going to start buying these puts at every level, 3,600, 3,700, 3,800, 3,900. I thought I was done at 3,900. Turned down last week. I thought, well, maybe that's it. And then yesterday went to 3,400. And I said, you know what? I'm just all in. And I bought some more, and now I'm done. I bought these DIA puts, the 3,000s all the way down here for October. So I bought some at $1.50 yesterday. Start buying them at $2 last week. Then I bought some at $1.50 yesterday, and I could lose a lot of money if this doesn't break. But let's see what happens. I've got till October, and right now the Dow looks like it's down about 200, and the Qs are down whatever this is, 300 or so. So coming in a little bit lower. I've been looking at Chevron, kind of a maybe laying in the reeds kind of play. I like these small little inside bars, these little benign bars. We've been talking about it, but I've been kind of, sometimes you see these patterns and then you just watch and see how the market traverses within these patterns. So to me, we've got this very interesting pattern here. Now, this could be a continuation where we bang here and go like that. Or if we go here, we're going to come all the way back to 135. So I think we're, in this little area here where, it could be interesting in terms of risk reward. I bought some puts yesterday just to test this thing out. And, I just feel like, I don't know, we're in this area. It looks like it's rolling over. And now you've got this very small little, benign bar here, very small range. So to me, if you get short here, you've got a very small risk till yesterday's high, and that's all I would give it. And if it breaks through here, we could have a break down to 137 or so. So I'm kind of looking at that. I think Moderna's in an area where, it's going to break from, I've always been of the mind that this thing is going to break hard. And you can see now that we had a nice reversal yesterday. We have this kind of double top area here. This is an area where, unfortunately, I think it's going to open lower today. Don't really like chasing lower openings. But, I think that this is the beginning of the end here. This is, again, right in this area. So we magically retested this earnings kind of thing. And now what happened is that there's now a bull trap up here. So anybody who chased that earnings rally now is stuck, and it's going the other way. So when those traps are sprung, they can go the other way very quickly. And I think we're sitting on a very precarious uptrend line, may have even broken it. So we're sitting right here. And I think today we're opening through that. So, this in and of itself is also, now that I look at it, an ascending broadening, which implies that we're coming all the way back here. And I do believe we are. So Moderna, I think, is going to go much lower. I've been selling this thing, and I think this is something you can actually even start holding. But I never actually saw this kind of ascending broadening. I don't even know if it's correct. I mean, you don't really have prices up there, but whatever. I do think that this whole thing, these lows will eventually get taken out. So I'm of the mind that this market has really mispriced this whole thing, and it's a dangerous thing to have a fundamental outlook and what have you. And I don't know. I have been trading with that in mind, which is a giant mistake. And the markets can stay irrational a lot longer than you can stay solvent.
So you can see, 45, it's 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So pop out a profit for 118,000 there.
So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts.
I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.